What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So we have a jam-packed week coming up this week in the stock market, which means we have a lot to break down in this video. We have to break down what I'm looking at for this week. We have the CPI data, which is a big thing that's coming up this week. You guys probably know that. And we have a couple of companies reporting, one of which I really want to own if it gets to the right price. And I'm sitting back, I'm praying, hopefully after these earnings, this stock does collapse, but you guys know how that goes. It probably won't collapse. So we're going to break down a bunch of stocks in this video. Sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee. Do not forget to get your 13 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit. Just go down below or go to StasSurFest.com/Moomoo, M-O-O-M-O-O. Deposit at least $100 and boom, you get 13 stocks, each up to $2,000. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. So before we even talk about the stocks, the CPI data, let's quickly look at what I'm seeing here on SPY and Triple Q. So you guys probably know Friday was a fantastic day for the bulls. NASDAQ went up over 2%. The S&P went up 1.5%. The Dow went up 1.2%. As we had the Russell, I think the Russell went up over 2% as well, or roughly right around there. And you guys can see SPY closed at a very critical point. We've covered this time and time again, but to quickly do a recap, we're going to talk about it again here very quickly. So 407 to 408 roughly. That was the double top resistance from back in the end of August here on SPY. And you guys can see on Triple Q, that level was roughly, well, hold on a second. We'll talk about Triple Q in a second, guys. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. SPY, we have 406, 408, right? That's the big spot. And look where we closed, right under that. We closed right under that on Friday. So if we get any sign of a gap up, and mind you, when I'm filming this video, it's 10:45 a.m. on the East Coast. The futures are not open, but when you're watching this, they will be open. If we get a big gap up in the futures market, and that leads into the morning, which it's not guaranteed to do that, and it doesn't always do that. You know, sometimes the futures flip-flop. We talk about that a lot. But let's say we do gap up on the futures and we're green in the morning and SPY breaks 408. That's kind of what I'm getting at. That would be a very good sign for the bulls, right? We would probably end up next week at some point, or this week, you know, the week we're about to go into, we might fill the gap to 415, 420. That would be in the cards if we do get the gap up above 408 and especially into the 410s here on SPY, right? So I think it's, you know, it's showing some promising signs right now, but really I'm looking for the gap up above 408. Will we get it? Will we not get it? Time will tell, guys. We shall see. And for Triple Q, if I pull this up, this is already breaking one high from the end of August, that being 304. We clearly broke out of there. We closed at 307. Now, we are fighting with the highs from the 30th of August and the 29th of August. So we already broke the 31st of August highs, but not the 29th and the 30th quite yet, which those highs are right around 308 to 310, which is where my alert is right now on Triple Q. So if we do clear that point, and mind you, all this analysis is on the 20-day chart on both Triple Q and SPY. If we break 310, boom, 320, 25, that could be in the cards in the short term. By the way, I'm looking at it right now. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I appreciate you all as always, because we're going to be breaking down a lot of content, especially this week, because on Monday, or is it? No, it's not on Monday. It's on Tuesday, rather. On Tuesday, we have the CPI data, which is coming out at 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast. And you guys know this is for August. It's not for September, even though it's coming out in September. It's for August. I got that question. I think you'd be surprised how many times I've gotten that question. And the nowcast currently suggests that the U.S. inflation that's going to be reported may come in at 0.06% month to month, and that's an increase of 0.06%. So pretty much flat for August of 2022, which would be good news. If it comes in flat, that's the consensus right now. That'd be pretty good news, you know. Obviously, I mean, you wouldn't want to see it spike up like crazy. It'd be even better news if it came negative, right? And the same model that used, you know, whatever data to make that 0.06 projection for August, the same model sees for September inflation 0.36%, month on month, which is a spike. So that, that's what that model's projecting. It's the Nowcast. Go look that up, guys. I did some little research. I think I was reading a Barron's article. I saw it there. Then I dug a little bit deeper into it. So yeah, keep an eye on it. That's the biggest thing for this week, no doubt about it. Not only the CPI data, but how Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, how they're going to respond to the CPI data, which we'll get to that. We'll talk about that in a couple of days here. We'll get more into it as the CPI data actually comes out. So make sure to subscribe if you guys have not done that already. And with that being said, let's transition over here to Webull and quickly look at crypto quickly, because right now, again, the futures are closed, so we can't look at that, but we can look at crypto because it trades 24/7, guys. It is non-freaking stop. And right now, when I'm filming at about 10:45, and as of now, Bitcoin's pretty flat. I mean, it's down a little bit, but pretty flat. I mean, a $100 down move on Bitcoin when it's at 21.5, that's not much. But overall, it seems like, same with Ethereum, last I checked. I mean, we'll take a look at that in a second, but it seems like Bitcoin's been pretty much consolidating since the 9th of this month, so 2 days ago after it had that huge run-up. It's been consolidating right around the highs from the end of August. Look at this. From the 20th to the 25th of August, Bitcoin was hovering at about 21.5, 21.7. So if we fail to get out of there, I'd say, especially 21.8, 22,000, Bitcoin might be, dumping. This could be a bull trap on Bitcoin. So keep an eye on 21.5, 22. That is a big resistance right now. And for Ethereum, let's pull that up. Look at that. Ethereum actually took the highs out from the 20th to the 25th of August. That high was at about 1,700. Now Ethereum's at 1,760, even though it's down about $11 on the day so far, down 0.6%. It's actually looking a bit better than Bitcoin, I'd argue, chart-wise, especially because it took that high out from the end of August. So I think Ethereum at this point doesn't look like it's pulling back, cooling off, consolidating even. It looks like it just keeps on ripping up. So I feel like this could be going to 1,800 pretty soon here, 1,850 by the looks of it. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I don't want to spend too much time here on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I did want to do a quick little rundown on what I am seeing. So with that being said, let's break down some stocks. We have this week Oracle, guys, and not many companies are reporting. It's kind of a slow week for earnings, but we do have Oracle. They report on Monday, so that's tomorrow, the 12th, after the bell, and they're looking to do average revenue. This is an estimate, guys, like we always do during earnings season. We give out the estimates here on the channel, average estimates. So they're looking to do $11.46 billion. And I don't have the EPS number, but judging on the last quarter, what did they do last quarter? They did $1.17. Quarter before that, $1.13. So they've been profitable, so let's see if they come in again profitable, which I do expect that to be the case, at least last I checked, which I haven't really checked their numbers in a while, but they're a profitable company, guys. And if I pull this up or draw this channel tool out, rather, look at that. We are clearly at the bottom of this channel right now on the 4-hour chart, and as of Friday's 1.7% green move, we actually gapped up above both moving averages. I mean, this looks fantastic to me, and if I pull up or zoom in a little bit, we notice now, and this is probably going to be a sticking point this week, but if we do break this point, it's going to rip. If we take out the highs from earlier in September, right around $76, $77, I mean, this is going to rip. If I'm going to actually set my alert right now at $77. Mark is at or above 77. Boom. I'm telling you, if we do clear that, there's going to be a shot to the top of this channel, especially if earnings are good, which I don't know. I'm not going to gamble on the earnings. You guys know I'm not buying options or, buying calls or puts or buying shares before earnings just to gamble on the earnings. I'm not doing that, even though it means I might miss the move. I'm going to wait and see what they report, guidance, numbers, all that stuff. We'll see how the stock shakes out, and then we'll decide. But overall, if 77 breaks, I think we could be going to 80, 82. Definitely possible. So Oracle, I like technically as a short-term trade. Watch out for it. Let's see what these numbers do end up coming out to be. And the next one is Adobe. We're not, that was not intentional there, that rhyme. But the next one here is Adobe, which is the stock that I want to own and I want to crash through the floor. But I have a feeling it's not. That's how it works. Funny enough, when a stock is so close to your buying price, You want it to go lower, another 10, 20, 30%. Well, I guess 30% is not that close, but whatever, 10, 20%. You want it to go down, it's going to do the opposite. And in this case, I just have a feeling Adobe, they're going to report numbers. They report on Tuesday, the 5th, or is that actually, that might be Wednesday. Yeah, that's Wednesday after the bell. They report. They already got beaten down from about 450 to about 360. So this stock went down 20% in a bear market in a couple of weeks, right? And it's rebounded. It's been rebounding, rather, for the past couple of days, pretty much last week. And then on Friday, it had a 3% green day. We broke the 50 SMA. Now we're about to test the 180. I feel like this could rip back to the 400s, maybe even before earnings. But personally, like I've said time and time again on the channel, guys, you're probably sick of me saying this, but I would love to buy Adobe a lot lower. You know, lower 300s would be ideal. Under 300 under 300 would be ideal. Lower 300s, I'm talking 300, 310, 315. That'd be a price where I'd consider to buy a little bit, a starter position. But again, it's probably going to run away from me, at least for now. Who knows? Maybe in 6 months it could be lower, but as of now, it's starting to run away from me. But we'll see. We'll see. Overall, they're looking to do $3.33 EPS. That's the estimate on revenue of $4.43 billion, which that's solid. I think they're growing pretty nicely. Maybe not much year over year this year. I got to look deeper into it. I looked at it a couple weeks ago. I got to recheck these numbers. But for sure, in the past 5 years, guys, don't worry. This company is growing like crazy. Past 3 years, they're growing like crazy. Adobe's a great company for sure, in my opinion, at least. So the next stock here is Enphase, which is not reporting, but this chart looks pretty solid. On Friday, it pulled back finally, and this is a stock that we called out before it ripped out, broke out, whatever you want to call it, before it started going above 300. We called it out. It went to 325. Now we're pulling back. And you guys remember, we were calling Enphase out when it was kind of moving flat here for a good, how was it, a month almost? Yeah, pretty much a month, a couple of weeks, whatever it was. It was moving flat, slightly downwards, even consolidating, cooling off, whatever you want to call it. And then we called the bounce in the 270s, 80s. It ran up to 320. Now we're back to the low 300s. I think this pullback was needed, cooled off a little bit, profit taking occurred, whatever you want to call it. And we're right by the 50 SMA right now. We had a 3%, almost 4% red day on Friday. Now we're at the 50 SMA. Buyers came in on Friday. If you guys look at the intraday, a lot of the selling came in the morning on Enphase. Most of it did. All of it did. All of it did. Literally, this thing fell 6% Friday morning from where it opened at to roughly 10:30 a.m. For the first hour, it fell 6%. And then it pretty much coasted and slowly climbed back up for the rest of the day. So I think Enphase, it might shake out, or it might need a couple more days to shake out. But overall, I think it could hold over 300. I really think it could, at least the way things look right now. And I think mid 300s is where it could be going, guys. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts on Enphase. I'm still bullish. This chart looks great, and I'm looking at it as a trade. Let me make that clear. Very clear. I'm looking at it as a trade. I'm not saying it's a bad long-term investment, but the way I'm looking at it now, just for a trade, right? So the next one here is Shopify, which I'm also looking at for a trade, and quite frankly, all of these for the most part are trades, and I gotta distinguish better between that, guys, when I'm talking about individual stocks, because I know some people are probably confused. If I'm talking about a stock, we're looking at the chart, you might think, oh, is this for a long term? So no, some of it's for a trade, right? So I got to distinguish it better. And some are just for long term, not for a trade. And I'm going to get better at that as I'm making the content, guys. And I'm being mindful of that, and which is why I'm saying it right now out loud on the video. So Shopify, 9% green day on Friday, which was nuts. My alert's at $36, right by the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour time frame, which, in my opinion, is the last stand between a full leg up breakout towards 40, maybe even 45, which is the top of the channel here on the 4-hour time frame. So again, this is a trade. If it breaks 36, I think momentum's coming in. And, it could go either way. We have to wait and see a bit because we are looking at the RSI here, a bit overbought. So keep that in mind for Shopify. The next one is Tyson Foods, which you guys might look at me sideways when I say Tyson Foods is on the watch list for this week because no one really looks at Tyson Foods much, to be honest. But this stock is way oversold in my opinion. If I remember correctly, they might have not reported good numbers. I'm confusing it with 2 quarters ago when the stock went crazy. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. I don't think their earnings were that good recently, but they weren't that bad to the point where this thing fell from $90 in the beginning of August to 72. I mean, this stock has been just destroyed about 18, 19, almost 20%, almost in a bear market. And I feel like it's setting up for a relief rally. I do. It's already started in my opinion. It went up 2% on Friday. And let me see here how much it's up from the lows. 72 was the low. It closed at 75. It is up about 5% from that low just a couple of days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago, calendar days. So Tyson Foods, it's not a long-term investment. It's a trade. I'd be looking at it for a move probably back to the high, maybe low or high 70s, maybe low 80s. Right now we're in the mid 70s. Keep your eyes on it, guys. Another one that I'm looking at here, which we covered a lot last week, but I want to put it back on your radar for this week so you don't forget about it. It is Kroger, ticker symbol KR. Kroger went up 7%, over 7% on Friday. They reported great numbers. The stock is completely breaking out. We covered it. Like I said, we went over the numbers on Friday as well. So go check out those videos. We're not going to do that in this video. It broke $50. I think it's going straight to the mid 50s, probably 53, $55 at this point, maybe in the next couple of weeks. And sure, it's going to see a pullback at some point, maybe this week even. It's going to start pulling back. But overall, momentum is going to push it, in my opinion, to the mid 50s. And then we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, looking at the chart here, this stock was a $60 stock not too long ago. I mean, look at this. It was $62 back in the beginning of, when was that? April. So 5 months ago, not too long ago, about a half a year ago. So keep your eyes on it, guys. Set your alerts. And if it comes down to the 48, 49, 50 level again, now it's at 52 pretty much, that might be a dip buy. So keep your eyes on Kroger. And as always, guys, please do your own research. Don't just buy stocks or do anything based on my opinion. You got to always do your own research. And before we even dive into these last 4 stocks, if you haven't gotten your 13 free stocks from Moomoo yet, or your 12 free stocks from Webull, what are you doing? Use those links down below. Get your 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, and your 13 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit, and each of those could be up to $2,000. So if you want some free money, it also helps out the channel. Use those links down below, and let's dive back into the video. RCL, guys, Royal Caribbean Group. This one up 5% on Friday, and look at this. This is trading, believe it or not, at a multi-month high. Royal Caribbean has not been at these levels since the beginning of June, 3 months ago. So look at this. We have an ascending triangle. Well, I guess we had an ascending triangle. It played out now. Look at that. We broke out of what, $44, $45 last week. We closed at 47 at a 5% green down Friday. So this looks like it's going to continue trucking along, at least the way it looks like right now. If I draw out some levels, we do have a resistance coming up at about 49 to 50, I'd say, which was the low from the end of May. So we might see a bit of a headwind, some resistance there. But if we clear $50, I'll set my alert there right now. Might as well. If we clear that point, I think we're going to see a lot more upside. So mark is out. We're above $50. From there, I mean, the next support or resistance that I have drawn out is 62, but let's not get ahead of ourselves because we have another one here at about 58. So this might continue pretty heavily to the, this momentum to the upside if we clear $50. Watch out for it. Set your alerts. That's Royal Caribbean. Another one that I'm looking at here is Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX. Starbucks on Friday didn't have the best day. It went down 0.9%, but it did break out, as you guys can see, of this wedge on the 4-hour chart, and it's actually as of Friday. It didn't close above it, but it broke the highs from the middle of August. Those highs were at about $89, $89.50, and on Friday we actually momentarily cracked $90 a share. You heard that right, $90 a share. So I feel like this could continue. I think if 90 clears on Starbucks, if we get a, well, it did on Friday, but if we get a clear-cut break above 90, especially 92, we're going to get a push towards 100 again. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm going to set my alert. Mark is that we're above 92, and we shall see, guys. A lot of this does depend, believe it or not. I mean, it's not hard to believe. It depends on the CPI data coming out tomorrow or in 2 days from now, and it depends on how the Fed's going to react, and especially the Fed's statements surrounding Jerome Powell's statements surrounding his tone, all of that. You know, it's going to be a big next couple of days. You guys really have to pay attention and make sure to subscribe, because we're going to be talking about all that here on the channel. Two more stocks. Disney went up 2.5% on Friday, and this is slowly peeking out of the wedge. It broke out of the 50 and the 180 SMAs. We're at a multi-day high here on Disney, and it's not fully breaking out. It's not like we're seeing a massive leg up quite yet. But I'm telling you guys, it could be right here around the corner, especially if we have a green week to start out. This could end up going to 120 again, 125. I mean, these are some short-term targets that I have on Disney. I really like it. And the last stock for this video, guys, is Microsoft. Look at this. We have a clear uptrend, at least in the past couple of weeks, months. I mean, this has been about 4 months we've been uptrending, but clearly on the 4-hour chart, we're still in an overall downtrend. But within the downtrend in the past couple of months, we've had this little uptrend, mini uptrend, whatever you want to call it. And right now, as of Friday, Microsoft went up 2%, over 2%. It broke the 50 SMA, and now it's looking to go test 265, 270, which was the high throughout the end of June, early July, and I guess last week too. So if we do clear 270 on Microsoft, especially 275, there could be some upside on this thing, guys. There could be a push towards 280, 300, no doubt about it. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to wrap the video up right here. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe as well. And if you haven't checked out my Patreon and you want to join it, that's linked right down below. Or you can go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. Don't forget to get your 13 stocks from Moomoo as well with a $100 deposit. Each of those could be up to $2,000. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All that good stuff is linked down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.